topic we've been planning for today and been discussing offline is delivering omni-channel experiences. And in my honest view, the word omni-channel for these 5 businesses, MoEngage and these 4, the word omni-channel would be something very different. So first I want to establish how many channels are you currently using, and then we'll go into how do you optimize and how do you solve for bottlenecks. So Astro and Tix, you're both digital first app businesses. Let's hear from Sean, you first. What is omni-channel for you?
What's the omnichannel for us?
Yeah.
Obviously, we try to use multiple channels to reach out to many customers as possible, and we always choose, have push notifications or SMS, and social medias. But we're trying to have that into one seamless experience from the journey of the user from the beginning to end, so that we don't reach out separately, right? So that's my understanding of omnichannel. Yeah.
Are you using WhatsApp yet? Has that been?
So that's something I'm regretting till now.
Okay.
We still haven't integrated, but I've seen many services having great results with the WhatsApp business. So that's something that we're really looking into integrate within the next couple months. Yeah.
Okay, and email?
Sorry, what?
Email?
Email, yes, of course we do.
Email. So you've got push notifications, which is the most common channel in app businesses. And then you have WhatsApp you're exploring and email as well.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, let's go to Evan. What are we doing at Astro from a channel perspective? Are we doing omni-channel right now?
I think the definition of omnichannel might be different for all of us or for some of us, right? For my own definition of omnichannel is it's not only about the channels that we do touch point to the customers. In fact, for me, omnichannel is about message, right? Omnichannel is about things that you want to convey to the audience. Whereas for me, the message itself is like, say content or message is king, but technically the way you conduct, the way you convey the execution, it's King Kong. So in this case, whatever that we are trying to do in Astro, it needs to touch all the touch point. Whereas even like whenever we do marketing, right, we do the same exact thing to communicate in social media, in ads, in push notification, in in-app banners, in everything. So and we always think that people in Indonesia, well, whether you guys want to admit it or not, we are lazy. I am lazy. I love to be pampered all the time. Let's say, for example, in my case, what people expect to order something from us and they expect to get the goods within 15 minutes. Hopefully you guys have already tried us or happy customers from us. Hopefully, fingers crossed, blah, blah, blah. But then what happens if, again, back to your first question to me, right? What happens if it's raining heavily? What happens if by the end of the day, when you receive the goods and the quality is not okay? So we try to manage that expectation beforehand. Say we might not be the best in terms of creating the conversation in a way, but then we do in a push note, if we do WhatsApp, sometimes we do calls if needed, so that, delivering the message to customer, it's the key. That's my definition.
Great, thank you. Let's hear from Pagami first. Yep. Your business would, in my view, be very different when it comes to omni-channel because it's a media house. Tell us more about what's omni-channel for your company.
Omni what?
Omni-channel.
Omni, for us, it's Omnichuan. I just talked with Nanda. It's about Omnichuan, Omni money. For us, it's happening gradually and naturally. Because again, when your problem is discoverability, and you're using data to find out where your customer are, then you gradually tap into that kind of channel one by one and try to engage. And in the end of the day, you evaluate and whether this is works or not, it's happening. But the main problem is with the offline media. Digital media is easy. You know where they are. We have the analytic. We know exactly what they are talking about, which channel that they're. But for offline media, I think the approach is more to creating your presence in, for example, in social media, creating your presence in, chat apps, just pushing messages to them, and building your first-party data for offline media. For example, for newspaper, you don't know how many people read newspaper actually.
You mean physical newspapers? The
Physical newspaper.
physical ones, yeah.
Physical.
There's no data available.
I don't think people here know what is actual newspaper.
Yeah, we have a younger crowd here. Anybody reads physical newspapers at home?
It's the news
Yeah,
on
there's
the
one guy.
paper, guys. It's printed. And every day somebody delivering to your house and
Yeah,
your
you can
granddad
pick it up and
pick it up and read. And
Yeah.
it's convenient actually for old people like me.
Different generations, man.
Yeah, so but actually the response is not there, right? So the way we do it is by pushing the presence on any possible channels that your reader are engaging. Social media, chat, and try to get response from there. And just build your first-party data and manage it well. So that way we have the workaround on the response on the channels.
so in the offline, your main bottleneck would be you don't have access to data to track how many people are actually reading. You may have data on how many people are buying newspapers,
Of course.
but you wouldn't know how many are actually reading or converting to online.
Yeah, it's not like a digital media where you know how many people click, how many people actually open, how many pages that they open. We know that, details. On newspaper, you cannot. You try to push QR code, but how many people scan QR code on a newspaper?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No idea.
It's really small.
So
Really small.
So we have movie tickets that used to be printed back in the day, and now movie tickets are completely digital. We have Astro, which is a digital business, but they're delivering physical products. We have a newspaper company that still delivers physical newspapers. And we have Toko Crypto, which is completely digital. Absolutely nothing physical at all. So what's omni-channel for you guys?
This is the reason I don't have any hair. And I apologize for people in the front. You might be blinded by my baldness, right? So I apologize profusely beforehand. But no, you're right, actually. You guys are traditional business digitized, right? And then you kind of create efficiencies on the purchase, last mile, and everything like that. For us, crypto what is crypto, right? You're like, nobody can hold it.
It's a piece of software code.
Yeah, it's a piece of code, right? On blockchain. So the first things first, when we sort of address the issue of what needs to be built, is actually, trust, credibility, and education. So because of that, we created our own ecosystem essentially. So we've got an NFT marketplace, we've got a scholars program, we've got a crypto clubhouse in around big cities in Indonesia, including in Bali and Jakarta. So we've got these whole bunch of, we've got Toko News, which is a news outlet. We've got, I forgot. There's so many things, and we've got an incubation program, acceleration program, and all that. But that is essentially to build that education and credibility. That's the first. That's our omni-channel for now, because we got to kind of like one step back from you guys, right? People buy tickets, they know what they're getting into. People buy groceries, they know what they're getting into. But people buying crypto, they're sort of sitting there. 2 years ago when I joined, I've been a veteran of the advertising industry for 25 years. And all my friends, including this bastard next to me, right? He was like, what the hell are you doing? Right? You're crazy.
You're old.
Yeah, no, don't do that. And then I've got a few friends here as well that, Faradi also saying the exact same thing. I said, what are you doing, Om? Like, are you crazy? Like that, right? Yeah, I was crazy, right? But then...
Was?
Well, still, I guess. I'm not sure. But certainly I know I don't have any more hair because of crypto. But, then we started developing the sort of omni-channel marketing around the ecosystem which we built. But the point is, actually, we needed to build the industry because the industry didn't exist. You got 2 million people back in 2020 who are crypto enthusiasts. Now there's 13.4 million, fast forward 2 years later, right? So it's gone leaps and bounds, 7 times almost in 2 years.
right? But if we're not prepared to actually on an ecosystem basis, on an industry basis, and also on an omni-channel basis, which is omni-channel marketing and data, right? So yeah, our building blocks are a little bit more, I guess, complex, right? That's why, bald hair, right? Yeah.
Because the rest of the markets are selling something that's already being sold for many years via
Yeah.
a new channel, whereas you're selling a product which hasn't been around that long. So you first have to educate the market about the product, and then the channels will follow.
I mean, paper, for example, everybody. Well, I'm a Generation X, right? So most people would say I'm a colonial instead of a millennial or whatever, right? And we used to read newspapers. Now we don't. But I mean, it's something that okay, news outlet, you trust it, right? And then movie tickets, groceries. Yeah, crypto is. You need to build that trust. You need to build that credibility, and that's hard. And we're still having to do that because of the bloody crash recently. How many of you here actually invest in crypto? Hands up. Oh, actually, quite a few.
That's a big crowd.
I'm so sorry. I'm kidding. It'll come back. Don't worry. So I'll give you a hint, right? If BTC goes below 20, buy at 12,000. All right. ETH, if it goes below what it is now, right, buy at 500. Take notes, please.
Notes.
Yeah.
I'll give you another tip. Take a picture of this guy, convert it into an NFT, and try to sell it. 'Cause he's a legend.
Take a picture.
Okay, let's go to Evan. I have a question. Evan, so in the grocery business, of course, 15-minute delivery is still fairly new, but it's obviously penetrated the market very quickly. What were your early day challenges in terms of delivering messaging to customers and making them believe that they can actually order something, have it delivered in 15 minutes? What kind of channels did you use? What worked for you best?
That's a tough question because you're asking a bit about data. Luckily, I have my head of data here, but cannot ask the data. I think that for us, we always want to make it easy for you guys. Hopefully, if I ask who have downloaded or tried us, hopefully the hands that I see will be way much more than Toko Crypto, hopefully. But I'm not gonna ask that. But the thing is, again, it's a traditional thing, right? You're buying groceries, but we try to make it a little bit more digitalized. We're trying to make it a little bit more easy for you. So if you have anything that you want to reach out for us, trust me, the team, not me included, but sometimes I'm included. The team has not missed even a single DM that you slide to our Instagram. That's number one. So if you also reach us through our WhatsApp for business and whatnot, we have not missed any one of that. So again, for us, again, the Astro itself, to tell you the whole truth, right? We're less than 1 year old. We launched in September. So in terms of channel, I'm not the most sophisticated than the rest of my panelists or the rest of you guys here. But the thing is, we're trying to make it the best out of the least resources that we have at the moment. Because again, everything needs to be on MVP. And if you work in tech, you might understand this jargon, MVP, P0, P1, PBS, whatever. But then we try to make the journey as smooth and as soft as possible. WhatsApp. Who doesn't have WhatsApp here? See, no one raised their hands. So reach us to WhatsApp. Who doesn't have Instagram here? I don't.
I don't.
Oh, finally, my fellow. Okay, I don't have Instagram, but I think most of you have Instagram, right? So slide us into DM and you can ask the simplest question. Hey, I received this groceries of mine in 17 minutes. While on the other hand, you promised me to get within like 15 minutes. So which works best? Definitely Indonesians are still traditional. So WhatsApp works best a lot. The second is social media. That's about customer touchpoint. But when it comes to campaign itself, we try to make it smooth. So at the moment we launched the portal thingy, you're not gonna see the other visual in our billboards. You're not gonna see the other visuals in our cinema ads and whatnot. So everything is the same. Again, we are trying to make it holistic. One message, one person is talking about it. It's just different channels. Simple.
Super. Sean, question for you. Again, I don't like talking about pandemic, but I want to learn what were you doing pre-pandemic that was working really well? And do you see any change now in people behavior now that the cinemas have opened up again? Is it mainly people coming as pull when a movie comes out and they just come and book tickets organically, or you're marketing very actively?
So in terms of the marketing engagement?
Yes.
Or like which channels worked before?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like obviously, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic for us was a very different situation because pre-pandemic, we just started, just raised the first fund, and we were eager to go into the market and just throwing out all the, digital campaigns, paid campaigns, and throwing out. I think that mostly for us, it was the promotions that actually worked, that actual value to the users to grab first time acquisition to ticks and first time experience. Because before pandemic, there were so many users who has never experienced movie ticketing through online. Weirdly, because I know many people who does it before the pandemic, but the actual ratio was like 80% still offline purchases.
Sorry, 80%?
80% was from offline purchases.
From the cinema directly?
Yeah, from the
At the-
cinemas,
okay.
yeah. So we had to convert those users, and the best way was, of course, was promotions in the beginning. But post-pandemic, the situation is drastically different, and many people are looking for new ways to just, they were looking for contactless purchase, obviously. So that just came in like naturally, and even though there was no any promotions, but we've been keep educating the users through social media, push notification. It is safe to come back to cinemas. You don't have to worry about, get in touch with someone to book the tickets and cut the ticket and sit in your seat. So yeah, before was mass media we're pushing out with lots of promotions, and now we're more talking casually to the users through our built omnichannel marketing channel through all our communication lines about how safe it is to come back to cinemas.
Got it, thanks. Another question for you, please. You guys came on board with us from memory about 12 months ago, and prior to that, I remember you weren't really doing omnichannel. At what stage did you realize that from a single channel or a siloed approach, you probably need to get into multi-channel, and what kind of impact have you seen after that?
The biggest factor was the fact that we didn't have any money initially.
But you had
right?
crypto.
I mean, we do now.
Yeah.
Well, we don't now because the market is shit. Sorry. I mean, forgive me. But in the beginning, we realized from the very beginning that we needed it, right? So marketing automation, omnichannel marketing, we needed it. But it was when was the right time for us to actually starting to engage. So once we've implemented our own CDP, we got the data, and then we implemented another CDP, and then we engaged with you guys, right? And then that actually allows us to have like a really good data set in order to retarget our users on multiple means, and obviously in different profiles and things like that. But I think for us, I mean, the crypto industry as a whole, I think community is the key, right? Community has always been sort of the core of marketing within the crypto industry. But as obviously as now, you've got a lot of exchanges now. There's 25 exchanges that are registered in Bapepti, and some of them are our colleagues in the industry have now increased their spend in terms of billboards. You see billboards of exchanges all over the place, radio, TV, and things like that. That's going to become like, we're probably in a way was like, I suppose, I don't know, the e-commerce industry a few years ago, right? Like bang, bang, bang. Everybody's trying to be out there. Everybody's trying to get that branding. But again, if you take it back, what's been very effective for us is implementing, marketing automation, but also being able to understand, here are the people that, actually showed intent, downloaded our apps or click on something from our news channel, from our social media, from even our physical touch point, which is we've got kiosk and crypto clubhouse and things like that, and that getting them to kind of engage with us even further, right? Because the way we make money, just so everybody knows, is not by how many people are actually have downloaded our apps. It's how much you're trading on our platform. So we make our money from trading fee, right? So the more you trade, the more money we make, right? When people don't trade, like at the moment, we don't have any money. I mean, it's as simple as that, right? So we don't make any money right now because nobody trades. I mean, well, some people trade, right? People with money, they buy because it's like discount, sale, the great crypto sale right now. Go buy. If you have money, go buy, right? Seriously. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, got it. I'll throw a question to you, Gemi, and then we'll try and wrap up at the end. Your business has been around the longest. I'm sure you've not worked there for 40 years because you're young.
Yes.
Anything that you've learned from your predecessors in the company and your own tenure at KG Media, from a channel perspective, what works? At what time do you need to start thinking a new strategy? At what time do you need to start putting money in new initiatives?
Yes, of course, a lot. I think people from outside, I think a lot of people looking at us as an old media company, maybe it's very strict, it's very old, and it's not changing. It's not. It's actually a lot of learning from my seniors at the company on how to engage with people in certain group of age, because that's also important. Because for Compass, for example, our main reader is actually decision makers, government leaders. It's all important people still reading the newspaper. So how to manage them, how to engage with them, this actually I have to learn in hard way from all the editorial team. Which channel do they prefer? And it's not, and we can, for that kind of target audience, we cannot try and experiment because it will hurt you. Once they don't like what you're doing, then they're gone, because they VIP decision makers, they're special people, right? So we have to learn from the seniors, especially editorial team, and how to engage with those kind of people, and which channel do they prefer to be connected or communicate with us. Of course, there's a lot of things, but in the other side, we also pushing the digital transformation of those platform, print and TV and radios, right? Of course, print, we have now Compass.id, which is the subscription-based client, subscription-based news from the newspaper. And then we have right now Compass.tv for Compass TV. And for radio, the latest experiment is by building what we call Medio. It's a network of podcasts for our radio network. So it's we're pushing that way, and we also have to keep our core customer to be engaged with every channels that they are preferred and convenient. So not every channel works, but we have to try and evaluate every time. Digital is easier, of course, because you get a lot of signal from digital. You get a lot of analytic. Offline media is much harder, and you have to work harder, but you get through it. It's still challenging though, but it works in some efforts. So I think the most important thing for us is to learn how to engage with especially offline customer, because also for media we have two kind of customer: readers and advertiser. We have to serve them in different way, different approach, different communication, different channels, and we do it all. We try it all and evaluate every time. That's why we call it Omnichuan, on Omni Money. Any channels that deliver you money, then we invest.
We're a client. That's why he's being nice.
Yes, he's my client. So any channel who makes him spend more money, then we invest. That's how it works.
Got it.